All the water that will ever be is right now. National Geographic, October 1993. Water is very important. It is reach into all aspects of life. We drink it, wash with it, trade on it, and much more. Water is the lifeblood of civilization. Today, I will convince you to conserve more water in your life so that we can protect our water and provide for the future. We'll review why you should conserve water first, then move into solutions you can use to conserve water, and finally, actions that you yourself can take. First off, why conserving water is important. As I'm sure you all know, there's a massive source of groundwater beneath our feet called the Ogallala Aquifer. In fact, according to a 2018 groundwater leveling monitoring report from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, nearly 3/4 of the aquifer's total volume lies under Nebraska. However, this source isn't endless. What seems to be endless, however, is our use of it. We pump this water for everything, including irrigation, drinking, bathing, cooking, and much more. According to estimated use of water in the United States in 2015, a 2018 study conducted by the United States Geological Survey, we are the 4th highest state in the entire country for groundwater use. And exactly how much water do we use? Well, according to the same study, we use about 5,800 million gallons of water per day. And it shows. While aquifers do recharge over time, ours is losing ground every day. Water, a scientific journal dedicated to said topic, stated in its August 2018 issue that the recharge rate for our aquifer has dropped from 1998 to 2016. And the water levels reflect that. The previously mentioned report from UNL shows that the level of water in Adams County has dropped from between 5 feet to 15 feet in certain places. It would be no understatement to say that we have an issue on our hands. So how do we solve this issue? We have 2 options. Either we do something or the government does something. Let's start with us. The obvious answer would be for us to conserve water in our daily lives. But what does that actually entail? The City of Lincoln's official website helps shed some light on that. The website advises 2 main ways of saving water: saving water indoors and saving water outdoors. Indoor conservation involves adjusting or replacing many household appliances and using less water overall. Outdoor conservation involves strategic timing of water use. These methods would indeed work and are both easy to understand and execute. Now let's get into something a little more complicated. What ways could the government help conserve water? Thankfully, we have Mike Young, a professor at the University of Adelaide, to refer to. In his book, Water Allocation in the West,
7th and 8th grade girls basketball players may be dismissed.
Challenges and Opportunities, he lists out some opportunities for the government to conserve water. The first opportunity involves giving shares of water to the environment itself. Consider that the aquifer is like a cookie jar, and each business and city gets its own water cookie to use for its own purposes. Instead of handing out every water cookie, we put some back into the jar so we still have some saved up. That is what the first opportunity would be. The second opportunity involves the government creating an association dedicated solely to planning the best use for water resources. So, now that we've reviewed plans, let's get into enacting them. The single best way for you to conserve water is to contact the government and convince them to make a change. But how do we get the government to do our work for us? Let's return to Mike's second opportunity, the one about creating groups to plan out water conservation. It turns out our state government has already done this with the Water Sustainability Fund. The WSF is made up of government officials and local business leaders, and they regularly meet to plan out the best ways to save water. They do excellent work. However, the WSF needs protection. According to a 2018 article by Jeff Wetner, a writer for Central Nebraska Public Power and Irrigation Districts, the WSF's funding is under attack. Certain bills were proposed that would divert the WSF funding to other, better alternatives. Thankfully, they were shot down by our senators, which brings us full circle. The best way for you to convey ideas to the government is to shoot an email over to one of our senators, Deb Fisher or Ben Sass. You can find their email online. Make sure to thank them for their hard work first, and then aggressively remind them how important protecting the WSF is. If your parents run businesses in town, convince them to reach out to the WSF too. Now to ways you can save water around the household. Again, the City of Lincoln's official website states that the best way to save water outside is to water your lawn early in the day so that the water evaporates less. In addition, change your sprinklers so that the coverage covers all the lawn and nothing outside of it. Inside the house, there are many more methods. When running an appliance, such as a dishwasher or washing machine, make sure they have full load so they are running at maximum efficiency. Also, make sure every appliance is working fine and not leaking. Toilets are known to especially be troublesome, so make sure to check those. Speaking of toilets, inserting a jug weighted with sand into the tank can help conserve water too. Just make sure that your toilet still works fine after that. Now that I've been jabbering about water for several minutes, you may be wondering, does this blowhard actually know what he's talking about? Well, ask Bucknell University, who in their 2019 study, Drought Status, Price, and Effectiveness of Water Use Restrictions in Pennsylvania, found that voluntary restriction efforts can have a significant effect on saving water. Voluntary efforts are ones that are done by you guys, the people. As you can see, conserving water is not only beneficial, but important. Our aquifer may be vast, but it's depleting by the day, and we need to be careful about how we use it. Conserving water is easy because there are many methods that are both efficient and simple. Every saved drop counts. And by all of us taking action, we can solve this issue together. And remember, you can make a change, even if it is just by fixing a leaky faucet or writing a short email to